This has been severe weather coverage for East Alabama and West Georgia from Dr. Don's Weather. Coverage is powered by Southern Union. This is severe weather coverage for East Alabama and West Georgia from Dr. Don's Weather. Coverage is powered by Southern Union State Community College, Alpha Insurance Agent Jamie Dukas, and the venue at 5 Points Farms. Brought to you in part by Heron's Tree Service, Southern Auction Solutions, Roger Bell Auto Brokers, Genesis Weight Clinic in Roanoke, Jimmy Stevens Construction, Anchor Roofing, Auction 431 South, Town of Wadley, and Bama Diesel Repair. From the Alpha Weather Center, here's Dr. Don.
All right, good afternoon, East Alabama and West Georgia. Dr. Don in here with you on your Sunday evening. Having some internet issues this afternoon, which, lately has been kind of unusual. But, I think we have got it. You may be buffering a little bit on your end, but I think we're at least getting through. This is Sunday afternoon, August 6, 2023. We're coming up on 3:31 p.m., and we have got some nasty storms around. We have a severe thunderstorm warning in effect over in West Georgia. Down in Lee County in Alabama. That is for a strong thunderstorm moving through the Auburn, Opelika area. We have a strong thunderstorm up in Chambers County. No warning there yet. Then we have a severe thunderstorm warning there in Heard County. That's going to be a thunderstorm that just moved out of Randolph County. The National Weather Service out of Peachtree City is electing to go with a severe thunderstorm warning there for a strong thunderstorm stretching from Central Hatchie down to Franklin and then down into northern portions of Troup County. Down to about Hogansville. Even though the storm does stretch on into Troup just north of LaGrange, no warning there. We do have a special weather statement for LaGrange and points to the north, storming out there on West Point Lake. Here's that Chambers County storm. That warning that pretty much is for Lee County does stretch up into southern Chambers, up there around Oak Bowery, up to around Casita, back over to Blanton. Beans Mill down to Beauregard and down there on the south end. Not too bad in Auburn, not too bad in Opelika. It looks like Auburn and Opelika is kind of sandwiched in between these two heavy cells, one to the north and then one to the south of Beauregard. As we come back up to the north, we have a thin line of heavy storms stretching from about Jackson Gap, stretching up to the north to around, about halfway in between New Site and Daviston. Special weather statement on that particular storm. Heavy cell right there on the Randolph County, Clay County line, just north of Highway 77, about to move into Randolph County. That'll move across there close to or just south of Malone. So you folks over there in the Corinth community, heads up, you've got a strong cell just off to your west about to move through. Severe thunderstorm watch does cover Randolph, Clay, Cleburne, Calhoun, and Talladega in our coverage area in Alabama. And it also gets all of our West Georgia counties. Basically from about Atlanta south down to Columbus, under a severe thunderstorm watch in Georgia. So let's look at what's to come. We have multiple severe thunderstorm warnings off to our west that we're going to be keeping an eye on. Those storms about to move into East Alabama. Severe thunderstorm warning for Talladega County. That would include Sylacauga and Talladega. That's the only county in our coverage area that's under a warning at the moment with this next line of storms that's moving through. And then look way back over here close to Tuscaloosa, we have another line of thunderstorms that we're warning every single city and county in advance of that line of storms, which stretches from West Birmingham all the way back to the Mississippi state line. That's moving to the east, so that's going to end up moving through East Alabama at some point as well. So basically we have three weather systems. There's the first one. It's already cleared Randolph. It's down into Chambers and down into Lee at the moment. That's moving to the east. Then we have a second line of storms stretching from Anniston to Sylacauga. We're seeing thunderstorm warnings all up and down that line. That's moving to the east, so that's headed for Clay, Cleburne, Calhoun, Randolph, and maybe even northern Tallapoosa and Chambers. And then we have that third line of storms back over near Tuscaloosa that will eventually be moving through as well. So a lot of action out there this afternoon. We told you that there was a good possibility this was going to happen. We have a slight risk of severe weather today, and we're seeing that take place this afternoon. So be weather aware. You don't want to be outside. And make sure that you do seek shelter if severe weather approaches your particular area. Okay, there come the whatabouts. What about Roanoke? Well, Roanoke, you're in East Alabama, so you're everything I just said applies to you. All of these storms are moving in your general direction. You just had one heavy line of storms move through. You've got a second line that's moving through Talladega County now that will be into Clay and Randolph within the next, 45 minutes to an hour. And then you have that third line that's back over there around Tuscaloosa. That's a couple of 2 or 3 hours away. And that third line could conceivably weaken before it gets into East Alabama. Just depends on how much sunlight we get and how strong these storms are when they move through along that second line of storms. All right, so we're getting a new severe thunderstorm warning now. This is going to be for Calhoun County, and that's going to be for that storm up there around Anniston. There's so much on the screen at the moment. Let me take some of this off. All right, I'm taking the severe thunderstorm watch off. So now the orange outline will be severe thunderstorm warnings. So we just caught a severe thunderstorm warning. Let me just read the text of it to you because there's a lot going on here. The National Weather Service in Birmingham has issued a severe thunderstorm warning for southern Calhoun County, northern Tallapoosa County, southern Cleburne County, and for Clay County in east central Alabama until 4:45 p.m. this afternoon. At 3:36 p.m., severe thunderstorms were located along a line extending from near Ohatchee to Stewartville, moving to the east at 35 miles per hour. Hazard with this line of storms will be 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts. So that's going to be basically a severe thunderstorm warning down into northern Tallapoosa County as well. So they're going to catch that line of storms there from about Jackson Gap up to around New Site and Daviston, moving off to the east. So heads up Budston, heads up north and west Chambers. That line of storms headed your particular direction. Now, Alexander City, you're okay. Dadeville, I think you're okay. Camp Hill looks okay at the moment. The warning for Tallapoosa County at this time is going to be from that storm stretching from Eagle Creek back up to Daviston. And then in Clay County, we're warning for this stuff coming out of Talladega County. We're warning for this stuff coming out of Talladega County, and the extreme northern part of Clay is going to be for this storm sitting up here close to Mount Cheahaw. That's moving off to the east. Then we have a very heavy thunderstorm back just north of Talladega, stretching up to around Center Point. That's also moving east. So I'm assuming the Weather Service is warning for what's already in Calhoun and what's about to move into Calhoun out of Talladega. Very little question, the southern part of Clay is going to see this stuff from about Childersburg all the way down into northern Coosa County. That's primarily the reason for this warning over here in Clay, though I do see a gust front coming down from this storm up to the north up there. Let me put this in motion. Yeah, I mean, that's almost a due east motion there. So we're going to call it this stuff coming out of Talladega County as the primary reason for the warning in Clay. Except up there, maybe from Delta north, you're going to catch the southern edge of that storm sitting up there at Mount Cheaha. Don't forget, severe thunderstorm warning over here in Heard County in west central Georgia. This is for a severe thunderstorm basically from Franklin down to Hogansville, moving to the east. Troup County, you have a special weather statement for a heavy storm up there north of Ware's Crossroads, or just to the west of Hogansville. About to move into LaGrange, but that part of the storm that's going to be moving into downtown LaGrange, not nearly as strong as what we see up there, the northern part of Troup County. Heavy rain down there along I-85 from the LaGrange exit all the way back down to the Kia plant. Severe thunderstorm warning continues for Lee County. This is primarily at this point going to be for that stuff in the southern end of the county from just east of Beauregard, just south of Salem, moving off to the east. Heads up down here at Smith Station. Heavy rain, no question, there in southeastern Chambers County from Lynette down to Casita, down to Oak Bowery. Don't see anything severe right there, though. And right now, Randolph County, you're looking pretty good. You got that one heavy cell sitting just to the south of Malone, about to move through the Corinth community. But it's not severe, just some very heavy rainfall at the moment. But all these storms are going severe this afternoon very quickly. So it's a Sunday afternoon, weather-aware kind of day. I understand the radar's blurry and it's kind of going in and out. We're having some internet issues up here this afternoon. Not sure what's going on. But as long as you can hear me, at least I can pass along that information to you. We're aware that we have some internet issues up here this afternoon. And I apologize for not being on a little sooner. It's been a marathon up here this afternoon. We had a mountain rescue up at Richard Russell, up at Ravens Cliff. Then we had an automobile accident with injury on top of Trey Mountain. It's been quite the afternoon up here in northeast Georgia. Again, if you're just joining us, severe thunderstorm watch pretty much covering all of East Alabama and West Georgia. And then we have multiple severe thunderstorm warnings in effect now for Cleburne, Calhoun, Clay, Talladega, northern Coosa, northern Tallapoosa. We have severe thunderstorm warning for extreme southeastern Chambers and central Lee. Though I got to tell you, that stuff down there in Lee County, the part of that storm that's up there in Chambers, no question, extremely heavy rainfall, maybe some small hail involved in that thing right there near Lynette. But the strongest part of that severe thunderstorm warning is down in southern Lee County, headed towards Smith Station. And then over in Georgia, we have a special weather statement for Troup County, severe thunderstorm warning for central and eastern Heard, and extreme northeastern Troup. That warning in Troup County is not for LaGrange proper. It's up there in the northeast corner of Troup County. And then some special weather statements along I-20 just north of Peachtree City. Zoom out, and there's just multiple counties across the state of Alabama under a severe thunderstorm warning at this hour. And look at the lightning, would you? That frame you're looking at right there is 1,781 strokes of lightning in the last 3 minutes. That's pretty incredible. Let's just go take a look. Let's start over here in Georgia. Let's take a look at the Heard County storm. Just the Heard County storm, pretty much just the Heard County storm, 254 lightning strikes in the last 3 minutes. Then we go back into Alabama. Let's look at that Sylacauga storm. Let's look at the Anniston storm. We'll call this one the Anniston storm, even though it's a little bit south of Anniston. And the Center Point storm. We're looking at 428 strokes of lightning in the last 3 minutes. And then now the Sylacauga storm, Sylacauga to Childersburg to Stewartville, 240 strokes of lightning in the last 3 minutes. So a lot of lightning out there, dangerous stuff. Be sure you seek shelter if you're anywhere in East Alabama or West Georgia this afternoon. So we're getting a new severe thunderstorm warning. Let's see, is that new? Yes, it is new. This is a new severe thunderstorm warning coming in for Lee County. So at 3:45 this afternoon, the National Weather Service is issuing a severe thunderstorm warning for southeastern Lee and east central Alabama, southeastern Macon County in southeastern Alabama, and Russell County in southeast Alabama until 5 p.m. At 3:45, severe thunderstorms were located along a line extending from near Bleecker to near Gurrington, moving to the east at 25 miles per hour. So that's going to be and it'll populate here in just a few moments. It's really going to be the southeast corner of Lee County. And then it gets points down to the south as well, but that's not in our coverage area. So this will update in just a few moments, and you will see that severe thunderstorm warning box kind of shift down here to the southeastern corner of Lee County. Again, that stuff in southern and southeastern chambers, not severe at the moment, though it is raining pretty hard, and you maybe even have some small hail in there. It's just not severe.
You're watching severe weather coverage for East Alabama and West Georgia from Dr. Don's Weather. This coverage is powered by Southern Union State Community College, Alpha Insurance agent Jamie Dukas, and The Venue at 5 Points Farms. Brought to you in part by Heron's Tree Service, Southern Auction Solutions, Roger Bell Auto Brokers, Genesis Weight Clinic in Roanoke, Jimmy Stevens Construction, Anchor Roofing, Auction 431 South, Town of Wadley, and Bama Diesel Repair. Dr. Don is currently on break and will return shortly. Please like us on Facebook, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and consider supporting us by clicking on the donate button at drdonwx.com. That's DRDONWX.com. This is Dr. Don's Weather.
All right, so we continue with our coverage here on Dr. Don's Weather on your Sunday afternoon. It is 3:48 p.m. on Sunday, August 6th, 2023. Severe weather outbreak across East Alabama and West Georgia this afternoon. We're covering it for you here from Dr. Don's Weather. One thing I want to bring to your attention, and that is a couple of graphics. This is the severe weather outlook for this afternoon. And you can see that all of East Alabama, and I can tell you West Georgia as well, covered under that slight risk of severe weather. Now that is for today through about 9 p.m. this evening. And then look at tomorrow. And we now have an enhanced risk of severe weather all the way back into East Alabama. So we're talking Randolph County, Clay, Talladega, Cleburne, Calhoun of our coverage area, and also Carroll and probably Northern Herd. You're going to be in an enhanced risk area of severe weather on Monday. Damaging winds of up to 70 miles per hour with quarter-sized hail possible tomorrow. So very stormy today. It looks like it's going to be stormy tomorrow, even a better chance tomorrow. And even as we go out there and look at Tuesday, there will be a risk of severe weather. So 3 days of very active weather across East Alabama and West Georgia in the next couple of days. So want to give you a couple of shout outs here to all the fine folks that make us possible here on Dr. Don's Weather. And this is one guy right here, Mr. Ron Young of Southern Auction Solutions. Southern Auction Solutions is taking consignments now until September 16th for their fall equipment auction. Contact Ron at 334-885-1787. That's 334-885-1787. Tell them Dr. Don's Weather sent you, because those folks make all this possible. All right, so looking back at what's going on currently, we have that severe thunderstorm warnings now for Hurd, extreme northern troop. We have severe thunderstorm warnings down in Lee County. We have a severe thunderstorm warning for northern Tallapoosa, all of Clay, the western and central sections of Cleburne, and then Calhoun. Then all of Talladega County is under severe thunderstorm warning. That heavy activity moving out of Talladega will soon be moving into Clay, especially if you're up there in the extreme northwest portion of Clay. That's a really nasty looking storm up there around Mount Cheahaw. And then down here in the southern and central sections of Clay, you're looking at that stuff coming through Talladega County. And we'll go in a little closer for you. And you'll see right there from Stewartville back up to Sylacauga. It looks pretty rough, and we'll just let this play out here. We'll let it loop through one good time, and we'll see. You can see that it's coming right across the Talladega-Clay County line as we speak. And there you go. It's right there along that stair step that we often talk about, coming out of Talladega into Clay. So you got a gust front out there ahead of it, and that's a pretty strong-looking thunderstorm. Look down here at this thing in Tallapoosa County. My goodness, that's kind of ugly-looking right there. Right there at Budston, it's actually got an inflow notch going on right there. So that's, you see the bow right there, and then another bow down here on the flanking side of the storm. That's a pretty good indication we probably have some wind involved in this thing. We certainly have a decent hail signature on it. So heads up if you're down here just north of Camp Hill. If you're west of Lafayette, this is probably going to make it into Lafayette in about 30 minutes. You folks up there around Buffalo, Marcoot, Pennon, Milltown, and even over here at 5 Points. That's a pretty nasty-looking storm from just west of Davidston down to Budston, moving to the east out of Tallapoosa into Chambers County. Roanoke, you got a small cell that is now just to the east of the Corinth community near the Friendship community. That one is not growing very much, which is an encouraging sign. It looked there for a few minutes that thing may go severe, but really has not increased in size or coverage at all in the last several loops. Looking over here in Georgia, this is line number 1, stretching now from about Lynette back up to LaGrange, then Hogansville. Right there between LaGrange and Hogansville, we probably have some hail. And then that stretches on up into the eastern reaches of Hurd County. And then, of course, you can just see just nothing but solid rain all the way back up into Atlanta Metro. Anniston, you're looking okay right now, but don't let your guard down. You've got another line coming off to your west, headed towards you. Real heavy stuff right there from Heflin down to Chulafini, down to about Delta, and then stretching down into northwestern Clay County. And if all of that were not enough, look at this stuff back over here around I-20, just to the southwest of Birmingham, stretching down to just north of Demopolis. We're catching severe thunderstorm warnings for every location ahead of this line of storms. It's moving to the east. It will move right into East Alabama, right behind line number 1, number 2, and now here comes number 3. It's going to be a stormy afternoon for East Alabama and West Georgia. Yeah, Clay County's under severe thunderstorm warning. I told you about that about 20 minutes ago. Now we have parts of Troup County that's gone under severe thunderstorm warning. It's going to be for that line that stretches from Hogansville to LaGrange down to Lynette. And that warning will be in effect until 4:30, would be 5:30. It'll be in effect until 5:30 Eastern for Troup County. That warning also includes Meriwether and northwestern Harris. So severe thunderstorm warning for Meriwether County, Troup County, and northwestern Harris County in effect until 5:30 p.m. Eastern this afternoon. Your Lee County thunderstorm warning you see there is just for the southeastern corner of Lee, Auburn, Opelika, and Beauregard. You're all okay. This is going to be down there coming up on Smith Station. There's Smith Station. The storm is just knocking on the door down there. And that will eventually move into the Columbus area. We have severe thunderstorm warning in effect until 4:45 p.m. for southern Calhoun, northern Tallapoosa, and southern Cleburne and Clay counties. We have a severe thunderstorm warning in effect for eastern Shelby. That has been canceled. So there's Talladega. Talladega continues under their severe thunderstorm warning until 4:15. So about another 19 minutes there for Talladega County. Hey, Griffin, Georgia, good to see you in here. There's Hughley, Alabama. Hey, Susie. Thank you, Sharon. Paula's watching us down in 5 Points. Y'all check out the venue at 5 Points. Gorgeous place down there with Miss Cindy and Mr. Jeff down at 5 Points Farms. Couldn't do it without those folks either. Okay, believe we're catching a new severe thunderstorm warning now. And this one is going to be a severe thunderstorm warning for Randolph, eastern Cleburne in east central Alabama until 5:15. At 3:56 p.m., severe thunderstorms are located along a line extending from near Pleasant Gap to near Corinth to Goodwater, moving east at 35 miles per hour. That's going to be, let's loop this through. That's not going to be for that cell moving into Roanoke. That's going to have to primarily be for this stuff that's coming across Mount Cheahaw that's about to move into extreme northwest Randolph. Then eventually, the rest of this will catch up, and we'll see that from central Randolph all the way to the south. So the reason for the warning is going to be this line of thunderstorms coming into northwest Randolph County. And it stretches down into Clay to a point just north of Ashland, and then back into Talladega County to just east of Sylacauga. So it's going to take a minute for this to get over here. Now, you folks in Roanoke, the warning is not for that small cell that's about to move into Roanoke now. Understand that the severe part of this storm is still in Talladega County. It's just barely coming into Clay County, extreme southwest Clay County at this moment. So it's going to take a minute for the severe part of this to make it to Roanoke. But on the other side of things, if you're up here in northwest Randolph, you're already getting it over here in Delta. You're getting it in Union, Concord. These are points over in Clay, Bowden Grove, Barfield. Lineville is just north of you. But you folks up here in Randolph, in Pine Tucky, Forester's Crossroads, Swag, Mad Indian Creek, you're going to see it first coming down from the northwest out of Clay County. Thank you, Sue Ellen. Hey, Susie in Hughley, Amber in Valley, Christina in Pine Mountain. And folks, I understand that the quality's not very good this afternoon. We're having some internet issues for some reason. But at least maybe if you can hear me okay, and I think you can, then I can pass along weather information to you. So we have a brand new severe thunderstorm warning for Troup County and Meriwether County. That's for that line of storms moving through LaGrange. We have a new severe thunderstorm warning for Cleburne, Calhoun, for Clay County, for Randolph, Talladega, northeastern Coosa, northern Coosa, and then we have a severe thunderstorm warning for southeastern Lee, northern Harris. Did I leave anybody out? That's almost every county in our coverage area, with the exception of Chambers at the moment. But Chambers, you're probably going to catch another one here in just a few moments as well. Carroll County does not have a warning in effect at the moment. But with the exception of Carroll and Chambers, every county in our coverage area under a severe thunderstorm warning at this hour. So again, let's take a look at the graphics for today. Let's take the national off and just go with the local. There we go. So you can see that all of East Alabama and West Georgia under a slight risk of severe weather today, really pretty much now through 9 p.m. this evening. And then as we take a look at tomorrow, this has been updated since we did our primetime forecast this morning. You see that slight risk category for a good chunk of our coverage area, but now they have introduced an enhanced risk of severe weather for tomorrow as well. Now, you know, marginal and slight we see quite often. Enhanced is not unusual, but we don't see it extremely often here in the Southeast. That's more of an Oklahoma, Nebraska, Kansas thing. So you got to raise your eyebrow. You got to start raising your eyebrow when you see us in a slight risk category, 2 out of 5. But when you start to see that orange and we get up there into a 3 out of 5, that could be a significant severe weather event taking place for tomorrow. We're talking about damaging winds of up to 70 miles per hour, quarter-sized hail in that orange area, and the slight risk area, damaging winds to around 60 miles per hour with quarter-sized hail. Then down there in the marginal area, the threats mentioned are less likely, but they could still happen. So that's the outlook for Monday. And look, there's already an outlook for Tuesday, where we could see damaging winds of up to 60 miles per hour again on Tuesday as well. So stormy period for East Alabama and West Georgia. So if you've just joined us, we're on the air due to multiple severe thunderstorm warnings this afternoon. We have one down there in southeastern Lee headed. That storm's headed right into Smith Station. We have another severe thunderstorm warning for Troup County from extreme northern Harris County all the way back up to near LaGrange and now off to the northeast of downtown LaGrange. Heard County, you're still under a severe thunderstorm warning, but we can give you the all clear. That storm has completely moved out of Heard County, so no problems there. Nothing happening really up there in Carrollton. Coming back into Alabama, we have a severe thunderstorm warning for Cherokee, Cleburne. And Cleburne, that part of the storm is right there along I-20, stretching down to the Randolph County line. Calhoun, up there around Anniston, Oxford, just torrential rainfall. A lot of lightning and damaging straight line winds, all possible there. And that line stretches from northwest Randolph County, back through Central Clay, now moving into Ashland, and all the way down to just east of Sylacauga. And that is moving to the east. Now, we have a storm down here in Chambers County, northwest Chambers, but at the moment, that's not severe. But I want you to look at this gust front. Let me turn the telestrator on. I want you to look right there. That is what's called a gust front. You can actually see it on radar. That is wind gusting out ahead of the line of thunderstorms. And this entire line of storms, now that's a wall cloud, not a wall cloud, but a shelf cloud. So if you're down here where it's not cloudy at the moment and you're looking back to the west, it looks ominous. If you're in Alexander City looking back to the west and northwest, it looks awfully scary. That's what's called a shelf cloud coming in. And you've got that gust front right out there ahead of it. And right there along that gust front is where we would most likely see some pretty strong wind gust with this line of thunderstorms. Hey, Betty, good to see you in here this evening. Hope you're doing well. What's the temperature in Clay County? Well, let's see. Got 93 down there in Alexander City. Now that's out ahead of the gust front. I would say probably about the same if you're in the sunlight. Probably around 92, 93. If you're under cloud coverage, you're probably in the upper 80s. Now, that's quickly going to change when this thunderstorm moves into your area. Temperature will drop off pretty quick. Feels like 110 down there in Alexander City. Look at that. Wow. Yeah, so it feels like 110 in Alexander City, but go back over here to the Shelby County Airport in Birmingham, it feels like 83. That's because it's been storming over there. Put the real temperature back on. We're at 93 in Alex City, and we're at 82 at the Shelby County Airport. Big difference. There's the big picture of what's going on this afternoon. Weather coming toward Indianapolis. Very cool up there today. Well, this weather isn't for certain, but you do have weather up there. You're correct. Let's go take that off. Let's put the basic on. Go to the composite and look at there. Y'all excuse me a minute. We got somebody from Indianapolis in here. I got to show them what their weather looks like. That's what I do. You look at there over there around Springfield, near Quincy, Illinois. We've actually got some tornado warnings over there between Quincy and Springfield, just to the southwest of Peoria, west of Champaign. All that's moving off to the east, headed toward you there in Indianapolis. 77 degrees. Now, I'm just going to tell you, JW, what folks would give down here in the southeast to be at 77 degrees this afternoon. It is, the humidity is so thick down here, you could cut it with a knife. It is humid, it is hot, and as you can clearly see, very stormy across East Alabama and West Georgia this afternoon. But it's great to have you, JW. Thank you for commenting. I actually lived in Illinois for a couple of years, out on the west side of Chicago. Been through Gary and Indianapolis multiple times. This was quite a few years ago, but so I'm familiar with your state. All right, so folks, if you're just joining us, we're doing our severe weather coverage this afternoon for East Alabama and West Georgia. It is coming up on 4:12 Central, 5:12 Eastern on your Sunday afternoon, August 6th, 2023. And as you can see, we have a lot of severe thunderstorm warnings out there this afternoon. As a matter of fact, just about every county in our coverage area, with the exception of Carroll, Heard, and Chambers, now under a severe thunderstorm warning. We have a severe thunderstorm warning down here in extreme southeastern Lee, extreme northern Harris, southeastern Troup County. Severe thunderstorm warnings for Cleburne, Calhoun, Randolph, Clay, Talladega, northern Coosa, northern Tallapoosa, at this hour. And then we're watching more severe thunderstorms just south of Birmingham, moving off to the east. That's going to move right across the same areas where we have severe thunderstorm warnings in place at the moment. Now, what I'm hoping is that the storms we have out there right now is going to rake the atmosphere over well enough so that that third batch of storms maybe will fizzle as it moves into East Alabama. We will see. A lot of sunlight still taking place down here around Chilton County, back over even down into portions of Tallapoosa, Lake Martin. Look at that. Very little cloud coverage at this hour. So this atmosphere here from about Clanton to south of Alexander City, pretty ripe when this third line moves in for some pretty nasty severe weather down here. So if you're down here on Lake Martin, I would, if you're going home this afternoon, I think I'd be packing the camper and be getting out of Dodge about right now, because you got that gust front coming down just south of Alexander City that's going to be blowing through Wind Creek State Park here pretty much at any moment. And then it may get pretty stormy here in another hour or so. JW, hobby, weather's been my hobby really since I was a kid. I've been, everything I've done in my professional career, I have found a way to tie weather into it. I was in broadcast radio for many years, volunteer fire department, retired as a lieutenant. I was in law enforcement, emergency management, state emergency management. Now I'm back at a local level in Northeast Georgia, working in the Public Safety Division with 911 Fire and EMA. So I've been pretty much involved in it all my life. Lots of rain, wind, and thunder near Folsom in northern Randolph County. Yep. Thanks, Jerry Huddleston, for that report. I can see it right there. That's very, very heavy rain up there. And at the moment, it's stretching from about Pine Hill down to around Newell to Swag to Mad Indian Creek in all points north and northwest. Very, very heavy rainfall. All right, folks, I think what I'm going to do, we're still experiencing internet trouble, and I know that. I think I'm going to reset everything and come right back with you. So keep Facebook and YouTube close by. I'm going to try to fix this one more time and see if we can get a little better signal going on here. So bear with us. We'll continue with our coverage in just a moment here on Dr. Don's Weather.